Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Black Mirror Season 5, Episode 3. It's called Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2. So, that title makes more sense now that I've watched that, actually.
It's actually quite a clever title in context.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah, the sister's name is Jack. That's one of those things where the name's not the gender you associate it with usually. Although, having played Mass Effect 2, I'm not necessarily
Yeah.
not used to a female character named Jack.
Yeah. I assume in this case it's short for like Jacqueline.
It's not spelled that way in the credits, but
No, but more
yeah.
they chose to go by that instead. Yeah.
Of Jacqueline, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think in Mass Effect 2 that was the case.
No, not in Mass Effect 2. I was specifically this more
Yeah.
real world kind of
Yeah,
application.
you see, it's kind of like short on Winifred to Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, can I get out of this? And I can't get out of it. God damn it.
Like the character on Angel, which was the spin-off of the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love how I got my Buffy references before I even tell you what the plot of this episode is.
Oh, damn it. I was there going, shit, I can't get out of it.
You walked me right into that.
I did. I really did.
I love it.
Oh.
So, so this is the Miley Cyrus episode, and it's about a pop singer who is kind of being controlled by her evil aunt, who's also her manager. And then we have these two teenage characters, these two girls, teenage sisters. Main one being Rachel, who's kind of sad and mopey and quiet, but she's in love with this pop star. What was Miley Cyrus' name? Ashley O. And she's obsessed with her, and Ashley O reveals that she's releasing a little robot.
It's kind of like an Amazon Echo.
Kind of,
thing.
yeah. But with a bit more of an advanced AI because Black Mirror.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's called Ashley 2, and she's all excited. And she gets one of those. The evil aunt puts the real Ashley O in a coma, but uses technology to still pull songs from her mind because she dreams. That's where she gets all her music from. She dreams the music and the songs.
Yeah.
So they're still extracting music from her, and it's all about how she's been exploited. And I think the first thing that's obvious is to say about the episode is that you have this weird dichotomy of the teenage girl's obsessed with this Ashley O persona, that she wants the robot that's not the real Ashley O, but the real Ashley O doesn't really want to be the real Ashley O. She wants to be something different, but she's being controlled into it. That's the kind of the obvious like crux of the episode. That is your main thing.
It kind of feels semi-autobiographical for Miley Cyrus, right? In the sense of, it's the Disney girl trying to shed and becoming, and having to be that, Hannah Montana persona.
Yeah.
And then, the real her after that.
But if she actually went to like grunge music, like at the end of this one, I might have liked her more when she's trying to break out of her shell.
Yeah, okay, it's a 9 Inch Nails cover at the end.
I never recognised what it was until I got to the chorus.
Well, here's the fun thing: all the pop songs are reworkings of 9 Inch Nails songs.
Oh, are they? I didn't realise that.
Yeah. So the main pop song is that 9 Inch Nails song from the end. Just a reworked version with all the production, and then just the lyrics changed.
That is fascinating.
Some wonderful arrangement going on there.
Very interesting. So, yeah, I guess, did you like the episode?
I did. I had a blast with this. That little robot was cracking me up. when the robot became the real Ashley, kind of, I was like, okay, I'm into this.
Yeah, kind of. But it turns out that they actually just copied her brain into all the robots, but they limited it so that it wouldn't be like the whole brain. It would just be like the nice
and friendly PR bit.
The PR, yeah. So they unlock the robot, and the robot wants to then go and save herself. So the kids have to like take her to.
Robot's fantastic.
Luckily, they just happen to live close enough that they can drive there. Yeah. Because they could literally be anywhere in the country.
They could, yeah.
So convenient for sake. And they've got a van that's a pest control van, where it's got a big set of ears on it. Yeah, it's got like a furry like front.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good comedy in this episode, like with the dad, constantly trying to sell his mousetrap device to anyone and everyone.
I will admit, I did laugh really loud when he was showing the girls his new mouse Well, it's supposed to be a mouse tasing device, but it ended up killing the mouse. And it's this little like, mechanical mouse that just rides up, sort of lulls the mouse into this false sense of security, and then swoops in and zaps it with a taser. And that just really made me laugh. I mean, the bit after it where it's dead accidentally was amusing, but it was just the actual image of this thing going up and zip.
It was funny.
It was really funny.
The bit after was funny as well when they were like, "Hey, is it all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's just knocked out. It'll be fine in like 25 minutes." And like, dead, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what has the lowest rating on IMDb. I enjoyed watching it. I think, funnily enough, I'm going to kind of fall into a very similar thing to what you had last episode, where I enjoyed watching this for the most part, but this is easily the least Black Mirror feeling episode that they've ever had in Black Mirror.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it is very light and it's very just purely about the entertainment's sake. And the entertainment, for the most part, is kind of fun. Like, I can't really deny that.
I think lowest rating on IMDb is way too harsh for this.
Well, out of the 3, I don't know about the whole season, show.
No, I think it's out the whole show.
Is it?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, I've not checked the whole show. I just noticed these are the 3 from this season when I was looking at the season.
I think someone mentioned it was in the trivia on IMDb.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, well, that seems a bit harsh.
Metalhead's almost as low, but not quite there. Hold on. I don't see season 2 and 1 having one that
the lowest ranked episode of Black Mirror.
Yes, you're right.
Come on.
Men Against Fire was worse. I'm going to put that out
I can list at least, I still think this is better than most of last season. And Men Against Fire, obviously.
Yes.
Like, there's no way this is the worst episode. I'm sorry. It's just not.
It's a weird one because I understand why people may be frustrated with this season to a point, because it doesn't, like, both episodes 1 and 3 don't have the dark element to them, right? 2 kind of does, but ultimately by the end it's not as anywhere near as dark as, because I feel if you go back to season 1 of Black Mirror, season 1, every episode has a really dark, satirical,
bleak and depressing as shit.
It's very bleak. And season 2 changed that a little bit, because Be Right Back, I would say, I mean, it's kind of bleak in a kind of, but more of a sentimental way. It's not like it's more of a.
Yeah.
I feel like Be Right Back was the first step towards something like San Junipero or something like episode 1 from this season. Striking Vipers. Like, I feel that was a step towards that, and it became this kind of mix. And I have no problem with having the sweeter episodes. In fact, my favorite episode of the show is San Junipero, so I'm clearly okay with
we're both on that.
Yeah. And Striking Vipers is easily my favorite episode of the season. See, this is the thing. Last 2 seasons we did like a ranked video at the end. I don't see the point with this one because there's only 3 episodes.
Yeah, no, I think we're both in agreement that Striking Vipers is easily the best.
I think it's easily the best one in the season.
I suspect we might have different 2 and 3, because I think I prefer this one over Smithereens.
I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I feel like Smithereens felt more like Black Mirror to me, despite the fact that it didn't necessarily have quite the message, I suppose.
I get that.
Right?
Yeah.
It felt more like an episode of Black Mirror. Whereas this one, about halfway through it, I went, this doesn't feel like I'm watching Black Mirror. It feels like I'm just watching a fun movie about Miley Cyrus is a copy of her's in a robot, and the kids are going, because I felt like, much like I think this is probably the one with some of the stuff it introduces the least explored, because there's a whole thing where the kid's mother died not too long ago, and so at the start I'm like, okay, so she's replacing, like, and I was almost getting Be Right Back vibes where this robot's kind of filling that void for her.
That void, yeah.
I felt like, though, once we got that going, the idea of replacing her mother was just completely dropped, and there was no.
Yeah, there are lots of little hints and things, with the older sister, always playing the bass, because it was what the mother did, and and then all her bands are the stuff that her mum liked. I mean, decent taste, don't get me wrong, but more to be explored there.
Yeah, there was definitely more to do with that. I think it kind of sacrificed, because at the end of the episode, the dad's just at the new concert where Miley Cyrus is now with this older sister who's our bassist now, and they're doing Nine Inch Nails, and the dad's just still trying to, like, argue with.
he's still trying to sell his mousetrap.
Well, it's not. That's the thing. It's not his trap. It's because I noticed this. He's picked up the same thing the skull had, which is the mousetrap he thinks is inferior, and he's like, no, this is shit. He's trying. This is shit. You want good mousetraps? I've got good mousetraps. I'm the cutting edge of the mousetrap world.
Oh. Yeah, well, it's this.
Which
could easily be in another 20 minutes.
Which is really funny to me because, like, that's another thing they dropped is at the start, like, because they set up this thing where her sister does care about her, even though she has a bit of a bitch to her, like, all the time, because she reminds the dad, hey, it's her birthday on Wednesday, right? And that was another thing I thought they dropped is, like, well, I felt like there had to be, like, a closing thing for the dad as well, where he kind of... you know, closed his loop and became better, but again, we just kind of forgot about him afterward. It was almost like he only existed to set up the mousetrap stuff, so that when they invaded the house at the end, they had.
No, it was because after she goes into a coma, there's a 6 months time jump, and at that point, we don't see the dad again till the ending because he's away for a week, and you know the girls are just on their own.
Yeah, so there's no like dramatic conclusion to the fact that at the start he's not like a bad guy. He seems to like his daughters well enough.
Just a little bit absent.
Yeah, just a little bit absent-minded. And you know, maybe they could show him, I don't know, sticking up for his daughters or something. I don't know what you do.
No, I'm with you.
Because he even misses the talent show performance that Rachel, the younger daughter, has.
Yes, because he's too busy trying to sell his mousetraps
to the janitor, who's just like, I'm just a janitor, dude. I don't make these choices. Go away. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, by the way, that was easily, like, I was intentionally, admittedly, but I was cringing really hard during that dance performance.
Do you know what the worst part is? You knew it was coming. As soon as she saw the poster, I was like, okay, I know where this is going. And then it was getting worse. It was building up to it. This was almost that dread of Black Mirror, right? Where, where the sweet doll, that, Amazon Echo thing is like, hey, you should do this. You could do it. I'm like, oh no, stop it. Please don't do this. Stop talking her into it.
Oh, yeah.
It's be terrible.
But yeah, because she's not very good. And then, I mean, maybe when she's on stage, we'll see how much she's practiced and she will actually be dancing properly. And it still feel like a kid just going through the motions. Like, she's not really had any training or knows what she's doing.
Very stilted, yeah.
She's doing these movements and looking over her shoulder, but it all feels very kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how the word to describe it.
It was very, you can see the movements, but it's very much she's concentrating so hard on remembering it and doing it that there's no flow.
Yes. So yeah, that was really cringeworthy. And that's what it is.
And I hate watching those things. I hate watching when it's so cringy. I'm like, oh, just stop. But I mean,
that was another moment we see.
That's the desired effect.
That was another moment where you saw Jack cared about her though, because when she did fall, she sort of gasped and kind of looked around and felt really bad that everyone was like staring at her in silence and presumably going to make fun of her after she's off stage. Like, so, I mean, it sold the character stuff fairly well. I thought the sisters were likable enough for what they were doing.
Yeah, I thought I thought the acting was great from both of them.
I think the disappointment here is probably just how kind of, I don't want to say shallow, but just how it's a bubblegum episode.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Let's have a fun little adventure. The two sisters go and save Miley Cyrus, who's been held against her will in a coma, with a little robot who also has the mind of Miley Cyrus. And the older sister, who's clearly still a teenager, pretends to be an exterminator. Pretends to be pest control,
and she can't drive either. Not
really. No, I mean she's got the van moving. She's functioning it.
Yeah. But it's she's clearly not confident.
Yes, and they get into a bit of a police chase, and and that was the other thing, I guess, is to an extent, there's not really much of a climax because Miley Cyrus gets up and she's like, oh, wait, we have to get to this building where they're doing this. She's like, with the investors, she's showing them the new version of me that's just like a hologram.
Yeah, and this was something I really like, this concept, the taking the hologram thing to the next level and kind of going, okay, we can make it streamable, all right, concert everywhere.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And the idea of...
That's the other thing in the episode. Obviously, we talked about the dichotomy of like her not wanting to be herself and the kid, wanting her to replace her mother, blah blah. I think the other big thing here, of course, obviously, is the idea that like a manager takes over an artist role or an artist sort of direction, and then the artist feels that they have no control. This is this person literally taking her and just using her mind and building a fake version that she can control completely, with the human elements just taken out of it.
I was almost a little bit surprised by the ending that we didn't see it being used by her, in the sense that her aunt, when she's told her, it's like, hey, all these people there, they're your fans, they come to see you, they're paying money, it makes them happy. You almost wonder, okay, you go off and do your band, right? You do your fantastic grunge stuff, and leave that playing concerts as well, like with your hits, and then you're kind of pleasing both worlds.
One of the worlds being herself.
Yeah, she's doing her thing for her, and she's happy. And then all the teenage fangirls who just want to go and see the concert, they're getting that as well.
I did like that there was two of her fans at the concert at the end who just kind of walked out in disgust.
So terrible, yeah, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Some of my favorite moments though are when you get the two Ashleys together, the real one and the doll, they're saying the same things at the same time, and then they're like, oh yeah, what do you think of the acoustics of this place? Oh, they're terrible, and they're kind of like just bonding over the acoustics of this place. And
what a surprise!
They're the same person.
What a surprise! You agree with yourself.
I know.
What a shock!
But they seem so into it. I'm like,
oh dear. Yeah, it's just a really light episode. There are things there which we've brought up. The dichotomy, the idea of literally the manager taking control and having just a fake version that can't dispute her, can't fight back, can't have an opinion. Like, you've got those elements, but ultimately it's a story about two teenage girls going to save a pop star.
Yeah.
And then all that happens when she gets to get the pop star to the the big like meeting that she's got, which by the way has like a full on light stage. To
be fair, if you're trying to sell a performance, you do it with a performance, right?
I suppose. But when she first walked out and she's got all these lights and it's like a stage that's ready for a concert. I'm like, why is it so like set up? Why is it so atmospherical? Like,
because they're selling the concert to the investors. They're like, hey, look, this is what we're selling.
No, no, fair enough. Once it gets to the point where they're actually demoing this hologram in concert mode, okay. Sure. But
you just mean before that?
Like, yeah, when she was just walked out and stage, like, why is this stage so like prepared and produced?
Okay.
Like, what's going on? Why are all the lights on? Why isn't it just house lights and
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, if anything, it should be a boardroom.
Yeah.
Well, a boardroom or maybe an auditorium, depending on how many investors we have. Yeah. But
it seems like a pretty sizable crowd, so probably an auditorium.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but like, I had that fun with it, but like, ultimately, it's just a very kind of.
It is. I'm gonna have that damn pop song in my head all night now.
No, I'm good. I don't think it's sunk in for me too much.
I mean, I don't hate it, but yeah, it's there.
Yeah. And the actors were fine. Like, I liked all the.
Yeah, the sisters are the ones from Sharp Objects, right?
Are they?
Are they not?
No, I believe the one of the girls is from the Nice Guys. She was the daughter of the Nice Guys, I believe.
The other sister, though.
Was the other sister in? I'll check.
I thought she was. Maybe I'm misremembering. It's been a while.
I mean, I'm terrible with faces. Let me go. Right, so
the older sister.
So the younger sister Rachel, she was the one in the Nice Guys, right? And she was very good in that, for the record.
She was.
Yeah. Oh, she's in Far From Home, Spider-Man, new one.
Oh, cool.
For the record, and then yes, the other sister, was in Sharp Objects. You're right.
I remember her being in it.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking the main family. She wasn't like one of the main daughters.
She not. I just remember her face being.
No. I remember her in it now. She was the girlfriend to the jock guy. Like the girl who was murdered at the start of the show. Her brother had a girlfriend, and that was her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm remembering her face now that I'm thinking about it. But yes. So. Yeah.
All the acting was really solid across the board. I mean, Let's say, other than not having the depth, there's not much to really complain about.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of a big thing to be missing. When
no, it is.
I think typically with Black Mirror, I expect depth. And it's kind I mean, it was fine in like season 3 when season 3 like ended with that B one, and it was like lacking, much depth.
But
it was like
had really great season up till that.
Yeah, I mean, but barring the one before it was like no, we had 4 really solid episodes. In fact, I would still argue 2 of the best the whole show were in season 3. Yeah. Where honestly, I mean, I'm still of the opinion where that's kind of where the show peaked, and I don't know if we're getting back there.
Probably not.
But yeah. So I mean, yeah, if we're going to talk about the season as a whole, it is kind of a weird season in terms of the makeup of the episodes. It's like I don't think any one of these on its own is like a bad thing to have in a season, especially if it was a 6-episode season, like 3 and 4. But it is kind of weird that this is the makeup of 3 episodes that comprise a whole season.
It is. I would say I'm still relatively satisfied with because I enjoyed all. I mean,
I enjoyed all 3.
There's no episode that I dislike, which is a good start. I think Striking Vibes is definitely the best one. It's got the most depth. It's got the most solid thematic content in there. It's the most well defined and explored.
And it was easily the one that gave us the best discussion, the best debate.
Oh, by far, yeah.
There was nothing to debate on this episode. There's nothing to really talk about.
I think whether or not you prefer this or Smithereens is kind of just either or, personal taste as to which kind of story you're preferring. Because I think ultimately neither of them have that much to say beyond the surface level of what they're going for.
Do you think Charlie Brooker's just at a point now where he's like, I'm not going to even try and top myself. I'm just going to have fun. Like,
maybe he might be like, just screw it. I'm having some fun with this now. He's got right. Let's redo some Nine Inch Nails songs. I know he said there are a few other songs he's done as well. That they recorded and had sorted, but couldn't work into the episode organically. so I suspect we might see a little EP release of those, which would be cool.
That's interesting.
So I think he's kind of having fun. The second episode, just hey, Andrew Scott, go have fun, go act against anyone.
Presumably, it was still Miley Cyrus who recorded the lyrics for those songs.
Yes.
So get her back for a day and do a couple of music videos and release them on YouTube.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what's funny is the music video in this that you see, with the pink hair and in the purple bath thing.
Yeah,
I've seen some of those stills, so I assume they've shot like the entire video.
I can see them putting that out. I'm almost surprised. I'm surprised they didn't put it out on like release day and said, "Here, go watch it." There's a promotional thing. Here's this song.
It does seem ideal for that, yeah. Because I remember seeing those like a while back now, maybe a month or so, and I never thought anything of them. They just they popped on my Twitter, I scrolled past, I didn't really care, and it wasn't until I saw them in this. I went, oh, I remember seeing those, and that was from this. That's cool. So then it must exist.
Yeah.
I know. I'm pretty sure she's got like a new album or something coming out anyway. So it seems like an ideal time to throw this out alongside as some extra promotion, right? For her sake, as well as Netflix's.
Yeah, I could see something with that. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're done. I mean, I'm used to these Black Mirror discussions going longer than this, but
I will say it's funny on our last Patreon exclusive show. One of the things was things that you wouldn't expect, and I mentioned how I'd kind of come around on Miley Cyrus recently, and I said when she's doing all the pop stuff, boring, nothing to it, but when she's actually doing regular singing, there's actually a reasonable voice there, and I thought it was interesting that you got a bit of a showcase of this at the end here with the grunge track, and I was like, now I feel vindicated in having that opinion.
Yeah, I'd forgotten you said all that.
Yeah, I know you did, but it just popped into my head. I was watching, I was like, huh. That was weird timing.
Yeah, I forgot you said all that. So yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, Striking Viper's number 1.
Oh, by far, yeah.
Yeah, easily. And then, I mean, yeah, I'd probably put Smithereens above this one, but not by much. Like, I enjoyed them both on an entertainment value for different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
but both are probably lacking the deeper Black Mirror kind of subtext that I feel like. I mean, it is kind of there on a surface level to a point, especially in Smithereens. But you know, you go back and compare that to, you know, any any of the good episodes from seasons 1 to 3, and you know, or USS Callister even, like, you know, it's missing something there in both those episodes.
Definitely. I said I'm going to go with this one as second. I might have gone the other way, but once we got to the robot being unleashed, and it was just immediately going off on one, and like, you know, when it threw itself off the table and was trying to, you know, get itself up using its arms. Like, when it got to this stuff, I was like, okay, I'm just enjoying this now. More than I ever was with Smithereens, even though I like Smithereens on an entertainment value.
All right. Well, there you go. That is the last episode of season 5 of Black Mirror. That was very quick, 3 days, because only 3 episodes. But we'll see if we get renewed and if there's going to be a season 6. I suspect there probably will be.
I'll be surprised if there's not in some capacity. Maybe not for a while. But
that said, there has definitely been less buzz and less chatter about this season. So maybe the thing that would made Black Mirror safe for Netflix before is kind of dwindling.
Maybe, but I imagine it's still, relatively speaking, quite cheap because they're only producing 3 episodes at a time. You know, once every year, 18 months. Here's 3 episodes of Black Mirror. I mean, that's a pretty low cost for the returns that you're going to get.
You may not want to count it, but they did still have to pay for Bandersnatch.
I'll be honest, I forgot Bandersnatch existed.
In terms of cost, they still paid for that.
But that wasn't counted in this season. That wasn't, you know, part of this order. That was an extra thing.
Sure.
When they're ordering season 6, they're not going, oh, we need another Bandersnatch. They're going to write 3 episodes.
Here's the thing. I wonder if that's why it was only 3 episodes, is because they had to shoot so much footage for the choices in Bandersnatch that is essentially the other 3 episodes.
It might well be, yeah.
That may actually be why there's only 3 this season. Is that it's actually 4, but that 4th one, which is Bandersnatch, had so much extra footage because it had all these branching paths. It's like, nah,
it is quite possible that is the case. But I'm okay if they just do, hey, here's 3 episodes in a year's time.
Yeah, we'll see. But there you go. So that is the episode. So let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Very divisive on the last episode in the comments. So curious to see what people think of this one. I got a lot of blowback from my comments on giving loved ones passwords after they die.
Told you were being a dick.
Like, sometimes I'll just keep fighting because I want to fight with Connor. Okay, it's not because I really believe what I'm saying that much.
We're both a little bit guilty of that.
And I'm just not willing to back down. I admit my faults.
Just not in the moment.
So, let us know what you thought of the episode, the comments, like, subscribe, all that stuff. It gets on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates if you want to support the show and the channel and everything we do here. You can head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv. We can support the channel for as little as $1 per month, and you can get bonuses, exclusives, extras, and all that sort of stuff. So, otherwise, that's us. Next time you're doing a Netflix show, so which is especially relevant if you're on the Netflix audio feed, you're wondering what the next content's going to be on that. Or if you're just on YouTube and wondering what the next Netflix show is going to be, it'll be Dark Season 2, which is in 2 weeks' time. So, if you've not seen Dark Season 1, I highly recommend it.
It's one of Netflix's best shows.
Yeah, it's a German show, so you're going to be dealing with subtitles. I mean, you can watch it dubbed, I suppose, but I recommend subtitles.
But don't, yeah.
Yeah. But we reviewed Season 1 when it aired in December of 2017. Is that right?
Sounds about right, yeah.
And our discussions were great. It was like unraveling a mystery puzzle box because it's a time travel show and it is all over the place in a good way. So
we had a blast with it.
Yeah, so yeah, check out Season 1 and maybe watch our reviews alongside it to try and help figure it out. But yeah, Season 2 is next, and then Stranger Things is following right on after that. Also worth mentioning that the Amazon show Too Old to Die Young is starting soon, from Nicholas Winding Refn, also written by Ed Brubaker, who's a great comic book writer. So if you happen to be a fan of Refn's films, and both of us are, we're pretty excited for that. If you're on the audio feed, that's on the Almost Cancelled TV Reviews audio feed, where you find all the other TV stuff that's not on Netflix. So.
And if you forget the name of that and you just, you go, no, I won't, can't bother to search for it, just go onto our Patreon and there's a nice little list at the top.
Yeah, there's a list of all the links to all the shows and all the audio feeds. But that's us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Have you got any vanilla?